coaches reaching out to me. Going real good.
Okay, awesome. We're going to dive right into it because we want to talk about a lot of points that we have here. A little bit about your platform, why you're running. But tell us a little bit about Ray Reynolds. Who is Ray Reynolds?
I am a community guy. I always have been. I coached Parks and Rec for 5 years. One of my famous guys I coached was Brandon Johnson.
Wow.
He played baseball.
Yeah.
So
been involved in the sports a lot. If Charles, and we could get that TV down, please. But you said community. You've been.
Yeah, I've always been somebody to give back to community, and it goes from back when I was little league baseball, because the people that coached me and helped me, and we grew up dirt poor, and we had carry water from a spring, had an outhouse, and I was 12 years old. So it was
in the Bassett area.
Up in the place we live was called Hell's Hollow.
Okay. Wow.
And all of us.
All over there.
The thing about it is, nobody had water. Nobody had a bathroom. We all had waited to pump every evening to get our water, and it was hard growing up. But the thing I remember about Bassett's always been, I would mow grass, and I get $3, and they always give me a 50-cent tip, and I carry grit newspapers. Yeah. I made 7 cents a paper, and that's how I bought my first baseball glove. But the biggest thing is, I started at the school. My niece was graduating, and we couldn't pay a photographer, so I went down, did pictures for her, and I took some other people, and that got started. And after my wife died, I fought depression, and I ran into a fellow named Danny Turner that got me to start hanging out at the trade show. And for a week, I'd go with him, and I was like his second shooter or his assistant, and he got me into photography. And I took so many pictures of the people there, they wanted them. And I started doing photography, but Mabry Mill picture, I remember laying in my truck, and the lady saw it and wanted to buy it, and I went, you want to pay for it? And that was really the springboard. But the community, I've always wanted to give back, I always wanted to help, and I've tried to. I worked at Donald Bryant's garage 3 years, so I was in hot rods. Yeah. Worked on Johnny Bryant's race car for 5 years. So I've done a little of everything, and helped build log houses for a year.
Wow.
And reason I got in the construction business in 1985 is I lost my job at Bassett Walker the day I closed out on my first home. I had a 30-year mortgage, 9% interest rate, $450 a month. Yeah. I had no job.
Wow.
So it was sink or swim. And now that I'm going door to door, people are saying, hey, remember the car show in 2003 at Bassett High School? I still got your picture. Remember when you got my kid playing football, and I text you from the stands, get that number. Right. So far, I've gained 10 pounds because people keep feeding me. I mean, when you got to have a piece of pie, you got to have this, let me give you a sandwich. Right. And like we were doing the kudzu before you got there, several people come out and said, you have lunch? Let me go get you something to eat. And even Tony at Papa's Pizza, he said, from now on, if you're doing something like that, just give me a call and I'll take care of you.
Okay.
Now, Tony's wife, her father was Mr. Brooks that raced. And I've got all his pictures. And I've been telling her I give them to her. So today I gave them to her. I gave them to Tony to give to her because I found them finally on my computer. I've got 13 million pictures saved.
13 million?
13 million, 7 hard drives. And I've got about 3 men from the local high school volunteering.
So photography, construction, community give back.
Yeah, I just, anytime the Moose Lodge would call me and wanted to they needed to raise money, I'd give them a picture of Mabry Mill, they'd auction it off. Or sometimes they'd give a $50 donation. Right. The AMVETS have been super nice with the gym for short ride. AMVETS Club helped keep it going. Yeah. The Eagles Club, the AMVETS have helped also, but the Eagles Club have been tremendously generous to us with the gym for short ride. Right. Also, they've been real great with the Make-A-Wish Foundation. We used to have the golf tournament at Linwood. We did it for like 14 years, and I was their photographer. And I'd always take off a day of work and go and do the pictures. Right. A lot of people don't realize when you say volunteer, that means free. Yeah. That means free. Yeah. Volunteer means free. Right. And at the schools for 15 years, I love doing it. One of the kids up in Blackberry the other day, he opened his door. He said, "Look come here, man." And on the wall, it was him playing baseball at Bassett. I guess the picture's 20 years old. Wow. And he's still got it. He's proud of it. Yep. He's already graduated college. And he couldn't wait to sign my petition. So, I'm in the difficult position because my opponent, I consider a really good friend. Okay. When I was president of the Kiwanis Club, he was one of the first people that voted for me. And we went to the GGA golf tournament together. So it's been difficult for me to do this because I consider him a great friend, and he's a good guy. It's just that I don't like the job that's been done in the community, and I think I can do better. Well, I know I can do better. I want to, but you know, I didn't come on here to be say anything derogatory about anybody. I just want to show the facts. And when I was doing getting the kudzu off of Russell's the other day, all I could think about was all the evenings I came there and stopped, and Carl would come out and get my order and bring me the hot dogs and the fries. And now I didn't know he had hamburgers. All these people saying had great hamburgers. But at the time, I couldn't afford anything but hot dogs anyway. So.
Right. Let's establishing a little bit about what you've done in the community, you know, who you are.
Gym for Short Ride is a big deal that we've done. I lived across the road from the Shorts. I don't have any kids. I've always wanted to give back because when I was 12 years old and I played Little League, people would pick me up, walking to the games, taking care of me. And the Gym for Short Ride, they were my neighbors. So I started a scholarship at Bassett. I'm proud to say that we've gave over 60 scholarships away, raised over $50,000 now. The Eagles Club they have kept the ride alive. So, you know, I want to salute the people that's done all they could to help.
And let's talk a little bit about some of the things that, as you mentioned, you would like to do. Economic development has been.
We can't have that until we clean up the area. You can't invite people in here to build a new home, to bring their business here, until you clean up your community. The corridor coming in from Firestone Park to Bassett is just like the corridor at Ridgeway that comes in to the racetrack. Now look at what they have and look at what Bassett has. You tell me which area you want to live in. You just tell me. All right. Next thing is, if you go to Firestone Park, Salt House Branch, Goose Point, Philpott Dam, the area is really, it's a pretty area to go into. When you go to Boynes Creek, today I was at a food place, and a gentleman came in and said he was camping down there, and he was not going to come back to this area because it looked like they were filming Deliverance. He said he had never been so afraid in his life. I must have booked online, but he said he had no idea it looked like that, and he would not be coming back to town. And I talked to him. I said, can you at least give us a year to get the thing changed? Give us a year. And he's supposed to text me his number, and we're going to stay in touch. And I'm going to send him pictures of what Boynes Creek will look like a year from now. If I'm elected, I intend to continue to clean up. Now, I don't want to invade anybody's privacy, take anybody's rights away. I've got a business, and my business is at my house, and I have things sitting around my barn. I've got stuff sitting around. So people that have, you know, things sitting around their house, you're not going to harass them. People have rights. But the things that on the side of the road as you come into this area that can cause us to lose business, cause people to lose respect for our area, we need to fix it. We need to clean it up. That's why I took on Papa's, you know, the above Papa's Pizza. I cleaned Russell's up, and I called Miss Payne and asked her if I could do it, and she was in shock because somebody told me 3 years ago, if I can do better, do it. So I'm taking their advice. I'm doing better.
When you say you cleaned it up, that was your guys that you paid?
Yeah, that's my employees. It cost me about $1,200 out of my pocket for my employees, for me, and we had one volunteer. And we also had a kid that was 16 years old that wanted to be part of it. And, you know, that was my tractor, my diesel, and like I said, but sometimes it's not all about the money. It's about giving back to the community. And the people have been really good to me. And I'll never forget when my wife passed and my house burnt down. So many people took care of me, and that's what this is about, is giving back to the community. The reward will be economic development coming to this area once we get it cleaned up. You want to be proud of the community. That's why I sent you the picture of the magazine I did for the fly fishing was in Smith River, and I sent you a picture of Philpott Dam. Those two pictures need to be right there at the county line. When you come to this area, you see what you have to offer. Just like at Martinsville, you got the racetrack. Bassett in Blackberry District needs a sign up there showing when you come here, we offer Smith River, which is #1 in the nation 10 years ago for fishing, trout. And our lake, Philpott Lake, is still 8th in the state for fishing. We need to take advantage of what we have to offer because tourism money will bring infrastructure. It bring new homes.
Speaking of cleaning up, we've seen a lot of, I always have a hard time pronouncing the word, dilapidated buildings. Run-down buildings that are kept up. What's being done to help with that?
Here's the thing. A lot of people call me about that needs to be tore down. This needs to be tore down. I got a house in my backyard tear down.
Okay.
It doesn't work like that.
Right.
First of all, to condemn a home, it has to have a hole in the roof and be unsafe. And then it takes 60 to 90 days to notify the homeowner or the owner of the property. And it's up to them on how they want to proceed. If they don't want to do what the code says, according to what the inspector does, then it will be deemed, they'll demolish it and they will charge the homeowner.
Okay.
As you see on Blackberry, the second house on the left, the lady that owns that was contacted last week, and she asked 10 days to get the grass mowed. And she got it mowed in 5 days.
Okay.
That grass hadn't been mowed in 4 years.
Wow.
Now, the house beside it, the roof's caving in. I hear that someone's bought it as investment property.
Okay.
It doesn't give you excuse to let it stay like that. It's not fair to the people on each side. They pay their taxes, and they have rights, and it's hurting their property values. It's hurting them all the way around.
Okay.
It's just bad for the whole community. We need to get all of our community needs to be cleaned up.
And going with that, getting rid of the properties that are not maintained, that are condemned. I guess what would be your goal, or what would you do to bring affordable housing? And when we talk about affordable housing,
you got to you got to get your infrastructure. Here's the problem. I live on Blackberry Road.
Okay.
I got a tiny house 3 years ago. I put it there. I got a new house. Guess what? I had to drill wells. They put septic tanks in because we don't have PSA. PSA, for some reason, stops at the Blackberry Trailer Park. And then when you get to Willie Craig Road, 3 miles away, it continues on out to Stone's Dairy.
Okay.
So I don't know why these things are like this in this county or in my district.
Okay.
But just like Fairmont Drive, when I went and talked to the people, they had 2 and 3 water filters on the system. They still couldn't drink the water, still can't wash their clothes. I mean, the water's just red, muddy. So I called Dale Wagner. So he's over PSA. I said, look, can we do something to help these people? He said, we need the money. We need to get the grants. Last week he told me when I talked to him, it's coming. Probably 6 to 8 months, they're going to get water. So you don't get things unless you ask for it. Like the trash you see today, Crest Ridge, all that orange bags. Morningside Lane, all those orange bags. A couple months ago, you had Firestone Park Highway, you had Blackberry, you had Columbus Drive. I reached out to Wayne Davis and asked him to please help get us the area cleaned up. It will help him as much as it will us. And Valley Drive, 2 individuals asked for me to give them a sign because they said they had been asking for 10 years for the trash to be picked up, to be cleaned up, and they said couldn't get nobody to do anything.
Okay.
They called me. Well, I was at Robert's Best Way getting some food. The guy said, can you get some trash picked up here too? I said, let me make a phone call. I called. On Monday, they picked the trash up.
When you say they, who picks it up?
I called Wayne Davis, and usually Wayne, who he calls, takes care of it.
Would that be the inmates, or?
I don't know. I haven't.
Okay.
When I come in, I work, so when I get there, the bag's already there.
Right.
I just know the county picks it up.
Okay.
Now, one other thing.
Yeah.
We need to give VDOT a big shout out for clearing the debris off of the Russell's property up there. The reason I didn't take it in my dump trailer, it's against the law to haul kudzu, and you can face up a serious fine.
Okay.
So I was told if you leave it in the right of way, it's just like a storm comes through and tears trees down. VDOT would pick it up, and the next morning, in less than 24 hours, that property was clean. The building was clean. Now, I did that in 24 hours. We've had 20 years to get it clean, 22 years. That's my problem. You hear excuses. We don't have the money. We don't have the time. Well, sometimes you got to do it yourself.
All right, we got to take a commercial break. A lot more conversation to continue after this break. We'll be right back after these messages from our sponsors.
I've been here for about 2 months now. I'm going on my 2nd month here. I've got my first house under contract, and we're going to close probably towards the end of October. Probably one of the more important things is having somebody to help you walk through the process and be there to answer every question you have, signing the right forms and all the paperwork process. I think that's the biggest thing. I love the family environment. As soon as you walk in, there's a great family fullness about the environment. I'm ecstatic that I chose Sarver Properties, but as soon as I walked in the door, they treated me like I've been here forever, and it's a great environment. I love being here.
At Sarver Properties, our team of agents are the difference.
Hi, everybody. Debbie Moore here. Cindy Adams. Guess what? It's Shaggin' on Fieldcrest. And we're so excited to be here to tell you about it. And we are at the Draper Volunteer Fire Department currently. And Cindy, I am pumped. Are you?
Oh, I am. I'm pumped because Jim Quick's coming back.
Absolutely. He's so much fun.
He is. He's high energy. He gets the crowd involved. But Jim Quick and Coastline will be here next Saturday, July 19th, from 7 to 10, right out front here. And we're just excited to have him back and what all he brings. People are coming from all over the Triad to this concert. And
Yeah, we want to remind Danville and Martinsville especially, come on down. We're not that far from you.
it's free admission.
Yes.
So you don't have to pay a thing to get in here. It's once you get here, if you want some beverages from the Eden Rotary Club. We have a bearded barbecue coming, Kona Ice. We have a quaint, beautiful little tea and coffee bar coming. Railroad Cafe will be open just right down the street. So there's an opportunity to come have something with us. Get here early to get your spot because it's going to be a lot of people here. It's going to fill up. And so if you want to be in the front, or even if you want to be in the back and you have a special spot, get here a little bit early. But it does start promptly at 7.
Also, remember, you need to bring your lawn chairs, no coolers. All beverages must be purchased on site, whether it be alcoholic or non-alcoholic. So just remember that.
The Blackberry District should be known for tourism, not what you see behind me. As a lifetime resident of Henry County, I know we can do better. We can clean up our district. My goal is to have transparency in the government, to make sure your land and your farms are protected. There will be no solar farms. There will be no reversion. One thing I'm going to do is support Wayne Davis, the sheriff, 100%, make sure he's got the money to continue to do his job. So I'm going to protect the volunteers and the rescue squad. I'm going to do all I can to see if we can get them more support. On November 4th, vote Ray Reynolds for Blackberry Supervisor. I'm ready to work. I'm ready to serve you. We can do better. This message is paid for and authorized by Ray Reynolds for Blackberry Supervisor.
Hi, welcome to Oasis Wellness Escape at 2559 Greensboro Road here in Martinsville. I'd like to tell you about our signature All 3 package. You'll begin with 45 minutes in our salt cave where your sinuses and lungs will feel clean and refreshed. From there, you'll head to our infrared sauna where you'll shed calories and toxins, and after a nice cool shower, it's off to the deluxe float suite for an hour where your body floats in warm Epsom salt. You can do each individually or all 3 for $125. Also call about our facility rentals. Groups of 8 can rent the facility for 3 hours for less than $60 each. You come to see us today, you'll feel better tomorrow. We'll see you at the Oasis.
My opponent says to show him, I'm doing it. It's really not that hard. I just got my permit from VDOT, and I'm gonna start mowing, and I want to tell everybody, let's step it up. Look at this. We got weeds 3 foot tall on the main strip. We gotta step it up. We got decisions to make. And if you want to change, vote Chris Lawless so we can step it up. I'm Chris Lawless, and this message is paid and authorized for Lawless for Collinsville Supervisor. Stepping up means cleaning it up, and that's what we did in less than a weekend. We went from the Dutch Inn to Hardee's. Stepping up means cleaning up.
Wright Funeral Home and Crematory is opening their second funeral home in Henry County at 1280 Oak Level Road in Bassett. Join them for open house July 14th through July 18th, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. 1230 Oak Level Road in Bassett.
Welcome to Laurel Park Towing and Recovery. 24/7 towing and recovery, accidents, small vehicles, tractor trailers, and specialty. We do service work on big trucks and trailers. We are here for you. Thank you very much. Just give us a call at 276-632-9388, Martinsville, Virginia. We've been here for 50 years. We got this truck for big tractor trailers where need towing or have wrecked. This is one of our newest rollbacks. We do just regular towing every day, towing and recovery with it. This is our next to the newest truck. It's a 35-ton. We do towing and recovery with it. This is our 4x4 wrecker. If you get stuck in a field, in a ditch, just give us a call with 4-wheel drive. We are here for you. We thank you very much.
At Autos by Nelson, we value our customers, so we sat them down to get their double take.
She bought a Bronco that was black, and about a month later, she decided she wanted a white one. And she calls me at work, said, guess what I was doing? I said, you probably trading vehicles again. which I was right.
We have probably bought 20 to 25 cars by Autos by Nelson in like over 35 years.
Together, I know we have.
Yes, maybe more.
Wright Funeral Home and Crematory is opening their second funeral home in Henry County at 1280 Oak Level Road in Bassett. Join them for open house July 14th through July 18th, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. 1230 Oak Level Road in Bassett.
The Blackberry District should be known for tourism, not what you see behind me. As a lifetime resident of Henry County, I know we can do better. We can clean up our district. My goal is to have transparency in the government, to make sure your land and your farms are protected. There will be no solar farms. There will be no reversion. One thing I'm gonna do is support Wayne Davis, the sheriff, 100%, make sure he's got the money to continue to do his job. So I'm gonna protect the volunteers and the rescue squad. I'm gonna do all I can to see if we can get them more support. On November 4th, vote Ray Reynolds for Blackberry Supervisor. I'm ready to work. I'm ready to serve you. We can do better. This message is paid for and authorized.
Well, welcome back, everybody. Again, we're here with Blackberry District Supervisor candidate Ray Reynolds, and we were talking before the break about infrastructure, about affordable housing, and we want to get a little bit about broadband.
Broadband is the biggest thing we really need in cell phone service up in Blackberry.
Okay.
And one thing I'm advocating for broadband for sure.
Okay.
I've been told that the new broadband coming through is going to bypass Blackberry and go down Stones Dairy Road. So I hope that's not the case, but we need broadband throughout the district, not just one street. We need it throughout. That will help you with the infrastructure also. Another thing is, I want people to know where I stand on solar farms. Solar farms have no place in agriculture, in residential areas. If they're going to have to be built, and I say have to, they should be in a commercial park, industrial park, where it doesn't affect the way of your living. Another thing is, my question at Bass Country Club is, you got a creek down at the bottom. Several people say the panels, if they leak, it's poison runs out of it, so it can get into the groundwater. I want to know why they didn't have to put a liner under the bottom of the solar farm at the bottom. Why, like when you do a dump, first thing the government makes you do is put a liner in case you have poisonous stuff dumped in the dump. It gets in your groundwater, poison you. Did anybody think about that down at the country club when they were doing
is it known if there's a liner there or not?
Nobody's ever heard of it. When I mentioned, they said, you talking about a swimming pool, right? I said, no. It's like building a dump. When you build a new trash dump, you know, the city had to put a liner in theirs, if you remember. It cost several $1 million. They had to go in and put a liner. So my thing is protecting the community against solar farms. But the biggest thing we're going to talk about is reversion.
Right.
Reversion is something I fought for 3 years, and you saw me at the NCI stand up and talk about it. People need to know the danger of reversion. If we have reversion, we have to take on the city schools, and right now Martinsville High School has about 400 kids. Their budget is over $23 million, maybe 25 now, and you got to put those kids somewhere, because you can't keep a school system open with less than 1,600 kids, 1,700 kids, and you can't keep schools open with 400 kids. So it's going to be a lot of nip and tuck with the county and the city if that happens. The next thing is reversion would bring higher taxes for the county residents. The city could annex 10 miles from their limits. That means they could take our racetrack, all the revenue, the tax revenue from the Martinsville racetrack. They could take Walmart, and they could take the Patriot Center. So we'd lose all that revenue to the city if they're allowed to revert and annexation takes place. They could do all that.
Right.
The one thing I intend to do, if I'm elected, I intend to do all I can to work with the city in cooperation. We don't need no more $7 million lawsuits. The PSA right now, Henry County PSA has been sued for $7.5 million by the city. I reached out to L.C. Jones, the mayor, and talked to him. He said, well, I can't tell you the details and everything, but he said, all I can say is I called your supervisor to talk to him, and he said, call Dale Wagner. Now, this is a problem we have right now, like we did Sid Clower. The supervisors at that time seemed to work for Sid Clower. That's not the way this system works. The supervisors or the manager or the county administrator's boss. They tell him what to do. They instruct him. And people have got this confused. He doesn't tell the supervisors. They tell him what to do. The next thing is, let's talk about the Tim Hall Pavilion. It was $186,000 money spent during COVID. No one knew about it. It was built in December. And it was told it was an emergency. It was a screened-in porch. That's all it was. No bids were taken on it because it's an emergency. The county changed the money that the administrator, Dale Wagner, can spend from $50,000 to $200,000 without any resident having a vote, without any supervisor having a vote. The county administrator can write a check for $200,000 for anything he deems necessary. It was $50,000 before the COVID. We need to fix that back. It needs to be voted on, and if I get elected, that's the first thing I'm going to introduce is put it back to $50,000 so we can get things back under control. So education is going to be a big thing. The schools, the trades. We need trades in schools, but we need, Patrick Henry College steps up, the NCI steps up. They work great with the county. But the schools need trades, and for you to do that, you got to educate the students on what trades are, because the last time a school, you only had 3 kids that were interested in trades. When they sent the little cards out to all the students, seniors, you had 3 that were interested. They need to know why trades are important.
Okay.
Most trades, if you're an electrician, a plumber, or an HVAC guy, you make a lot more money than getting a college degree. People don't realize that. They make 3 times what a college education person makes. And if they're an apprentice for somebody out here in the trade, they don't have to go to college. They don't have to spend that $200,000 back for school. They don't have to spend $40,000 a year to go to school. They get educated and trained on the spot.
All right. As far as going into a board of supervisors seat, again, you
my
said
number one thing is to work with the people that's already there.
Right.
But make sure that we're the boss, and we tell the county administrator what to do. We tell him what to do. He doesn't tell us. He works for us. Another thing is the Bassett Rescue Squad only has 10 active members. They used to have 50. They got 10. They need an ambulance. The 2 they got they stay in the shop all the time. And I got a call about Delmo Scott having a possible heart attack, and they brought an SUV over. It was not equipped with the right stuff. But then I found out that one of the other local rescue squads, I won't name it, that they ran one call and they've got a new rescue squad. Bassett runs 85 to 95 a month, and they've got the worst equipment. So we need to fix that. I don't want to take theirs from the other rescue squad, but I want to give Bassett Rescue Squad a chance to save our lives, because I lived there. And in 1993, I had carbon monoxide poison. They saved my life. They come and got me, and I'll never forget it. So it's very important.
Yeah.
They're volunteers. We need to take care of volunteers. We need to help them. We need to do what we can to help them.
Okay. Well, we have a minute. So in closing, what are the I know
we can do better.
Okay.
We can do better. I've already proved it. Promises made, promises kept. We can do better. The people that have talked to me out in public, the people have called me. I've addressed what they've had to say. I'm not the supervisor. Some things I can talk about, some things I can't. But if I don't know the answer, I'll call somebody who does.
Okay.
So I just want the community to come together. I want them to see what has been done in 3 months and what could be done in the next 4 years. What I've done since February, look at what we have right now. It's July. Look what I've done since February, and look what can be done if we do it together.
Okay.
One man cannot do it. One person on the board cannot do it. You got to have a group to work together, and you got to have the community work together.
All right. So, folks, that's going to wrap it up here for our interview. Remember to go out on November 4th and vote for who you believe will do the best job. So that concludes our interview, and we'll see you at the next one.
You always get more when you get it at Lee's Tire and Wheel.
The Blackberry District should be known for tourism, not what you see behind me. As a lifetime resident of Henry County, I know we can do better. We can clean up our district. Transparency in the government to make sure your land and your farms are protected. There will be no solar farms. There will be no reversion. One thing I'm going to do is support Wayne Davis, the sheriff, 100%, make sure he's got the money to continue to do his job. So I'm going to protect the volunteers and the rescue squad. I'm going to do all I can to see if we can get them more support. On November 4th, vote Ray Reynolds for Blackberry Supervisor. I'm ready to work. I'm ready to serve you. We can do better. This message is paid for and authorized by Ray Reynolds for Blackberry Supervisor.
My opponent says to show him, I'm doing it. It's really not that hard. I just got my permit from VDOT, and I'm gonna start mowing, and I want to tell everybody, let's step it up. Look at this. We got weeds 3 foot tall on the main strip. We gotta step it up. We got decisions to make, and if you want to change, vote Chris Lawless so we can step it up. I'm Chris Lawless, and this message is paid and authorized for Lawless for Collinsville Supervisor. Stepping up means cleaning it up, and that's what we did in less than a weekend. We went from the Dutch Inn to Hardee's. Stepping up means cleaning up.
Save big this summer with exclusive deals only available right here at Cunningham Tire and Bassett. Now until August 16th, you can get a $100 rebate with the purchase and installation of a set of Michelin tires from Cunningham Tire. No other local dealer has this exclusive offer. It's only available right here at Cunningham Tire. With over 2,700 tires in stock, you can get tires installed today. We also offer alignments, state inspections, brakes, and oil changes. My name's Jamie. Give me a call today to schedule your appointment, 276-629-1142. Cunningham Tire, we keep you rolling.
Wright Funeral Home and Crematory is opening their second funeral home in Henry County at 1280 Oak Level Road in Bassett. Join them for open house July 14th through July 18th, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m.
All right, good afternoon, everyone. Luis Romero here in Bassett, where New Life is coming to a building here that is famous in the Bassett area. And who you are?
Jimmy Gravely.
And tell me a little bit about why this day is so special to you.
Because my father, Roger Weinberger, used to be friends with the owner of this building, and he wanted to have it redone on the inside. So he asked my dad to come down, take a look at it, and tell him what needed to be done. And there's not nothing or nobody that did not know my father. He worked in wood. And so with Russell, they would talk and talk and talk, you know. And she told me, my daughter told me, don't keep him held up. So I'm not going to hold you up.
Tell me about just how many memories, I mean, just what this place means to the Bassett area.
To the Bassett area, at Nelson's car lot, there was a guy that, this used to be a drive-in restaurant. And he was going to school, and he would come out and be a short order curb person, and they would come and get food, and the door right there was the kitchen door, and the one right here was the front door. And I'm telling you, you talking about some good food. And so I hated to see all of this vine. It takes away the memories. But I'm so proud of Ray Reynolds and what he is wanting to do for this area. We need to let this area fall down, bring it back. The elderly people always kept good care of things, and the younger generation don't know how. They never had nobody to show them how. Open up a school, teach them how to work in the wood, do vinyl siding, you know, and then they can build their own place.
So, what is the talk? Somebody's talking about possibly reopening. Is that?
Yes. Ray Reynolds, and I can't think of his wife. They're gonna open it up. Yep, open it up.
Anything else you want to share?
No, that's it.
Thank you so much for talking. I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
All right, folks. So we are at the former Russell's Drive-In. Ray, I think she's going to be leaving. Tell me about what's going on today, Ray.
Bye, honey.
Well,
Well, Russell's is where we did our commercial, and a lot of people didn't know where it was at. They lived here in Bassett their whole life, and they couldn't figure out where I was at. So I thought, why not clear up the place?
You want to say something before she leaves?
Yes. And
you want to go grab her real quick?
Well, she's not leaving.
Oh, she's not?
No. So what happened is I called Miss Payne this morning once I found out that she was the owner of it, and asked her if I could have her blessing and her permission to go ahead and get the kudzu off of it and get it cleaned up here. And she was just honored and she just gave me her blessing. And right here's Miss Payne. You can ask Miss Payne what she thought when I called her this morning.
Yeah, let's get you behind right over here so I can stand right behind me. So tell me a little bit what happened today.
Okay, this morning I received a phone call from Mr. Reynolds, and he was telling me how he loved this area and he wanted to do something for this area. His dreams was to get Bassett back as a tourist area. He also told me a little bit of the history of the area. For instance, the Smith River used to be the #1 fishing for trout in the state or in the nation. Also, he told me a little bit about Philpott Lake, that it was 8th in the state for fishing. And he asked me, could he come down here and clean it up, bring a crew of people, because it was all grown up. You could not see the place. And I said, okay, sure. And so he's been down here all day long, probably 8 hours now, working on this, just trying to make the area look good. He said when people came into Bassett, he wanted to have a statement, like people would want to come back here, that they would see that we're trying to revitalize, bring the area up, because, for instance, like all the Bassett, like the textiles, the furniture companies have moved out, and he wanted to see this area to grow. So I'm just very happy that he contacted me, and I think that that's what this area needs. They need Ray Reynolds for Blackberry supervisors.
So how does it make you feel to be able to see the building today?
Oh, it makes me feel great. It looks great. He's done a great job.
All right, and I'm hearing, is anyone possibly thinking about opening it again?
Right now, this has so much structural damage. I do not think that you can fix it. I think it's going to have to be torn down eventually and redone, but something probably will go back here.
Okay.
Something in the line of a hot dog / Russell type area again, maybe ice cream with hot dogs and stuff like that. But yes, something probably will go back here eventually.
Well, thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, Ray, so tell me a little bit about cleaning up Blackberry.
Well, this is #1 priority right here. It was the worst building in Blackberry, and this is the first thing you see when you come into the district, one of the first things. So we're going to take one at a time on Route 57, because that's the main entrance into our county, our community. Once we get that, we'll do the secondary roads. I know Wayne Davis has cleaned up his part. I've submitted 17 structures that's unsafe. Right now they're going to tear down 5 or 6. They've got the money, $59,000. And they're going to do some others in the next phase. It takes 60 to 90 days to contact everyone and have it done. So it won't be done overnight. It's going to take time. So I just, I want everybody to know we're trying our best, and I can't do it by myself, and I need everyone's support. And I've got a lot of support, and I want to thank everyone.
Yeah. So you were out here all day?
I've been
doing it
since
yourself?
about 9:30 this morning, and several people stopped by and offered to buy me lunch, offered me to bring refreshments. We brought a cooler, but the thing about it, we can do better, and I want to show people we can do better. Actions speak louder than words. I don't just want to talk and give promises. We've been hearing that for over 20 years now in this district. We've been having broken promises. Well, I give you my word, I keep it. And right here, when I announced I was going to run for supervisor, first thing I said, I'm going to get the district cleaned up, get rid of the bad houses, and people are going to be proud to live in Blackberry District. People are going to be proud to come here and visit. They're going to be proud to come here and spend their money. We need tourism. Tourism brings money. Money lowers our taxes.
All right, tell me about, you said this was unsafe.
Yeah, see the hole right here.
Yeah, let's get just a little closer.
Most people didn't know the hole because the kudzu had it covered.
Right.
The next thing, the building is starting to deteriorate and starting to fall in. I don't know if it can be saved.
Right.
I'm hoping it can be. If it can't, then I think we can maybe get some grant money to help replace it. That's what I've talked Miss Payne, the homeowner, and she's on board trying to get something back here because this was iconic for hot dogs for so long. You know, Russell's Drive-In, and anybody worked at Bassett Furniture or Bassett Walker at one time or another, they eat lunch here.
So you're telling me, I mean, we again shot a commercial here. You could not see the building. No,
you couldn't see it at all. And everybody kept asking me, where did we do the commercial? No one could believe it was Russell's, because a lot of people don't come up to Russell's at. Where's it at? They couldn't see the building. So now you can see the building, see the shape it's in. Hopefully it can be saved. If not, then maybe a new structure can be built.
Well, I mean, when you
with VDOT's help, they're going to assist, and with the volunteers and the people that work for me, and the community give me the support and give me the energy to do this. And as you talk to Jackie, her father had a lot to do with this, and when we first came, she had tears in her eyes and was thanking me and thanking me and thanking me. And like I said, Miss Payne, this morning I called her, she was in shock when I asked her if I could clean it up, because she didn't quite know what to say. Somebody's going to actually do something for free and not going to charge for it. But this is going to help the community. It's going to help everyone. And that's what I've always done. The Jennifer Short Ride, the toy run, all this stuff I've always been a part of, volunteering at the schools, coaching kids 5 years. I always give back to the community. And that's what we got to do. This is a unity. The community has to come together. You know, this is about all of us. We all live here. We all got to support each other.
Thank you so much, Ray. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right, folks. So again, the cleanup here of the former Russell's Drive-In. You can finally see the building. Reporting for Star News and RBS News Now, I'm Luis Romero in Bassett.
Welcome to Eden's Elite Tire and Auto Repair, your local